What's up, everyone? This is Harold Sullivan,
Chris Trent.
and this is the Sullivan Project podcast. Have a little bit of technical difficulties, no Wi-Fi at the moment, so we can't do the normal opening. But this is a little bit more personal, introducing both of us. So, yeah, as you already know, Chris is on here with us. What's up, Chris?
What's up?
Not much. Had a little bit of an exciting week. It's been some nice weather out there, though. It's real hot. I got a little burnt yesterday because I was out for a little bit. As soon as I get pink. I'm just pale. I'm just too white. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Just fair skin. Is that what they call it? Because I'm not like pale, but I'm just light. Fair, light skin. I don't know what they call it. There's a word for it though. When you get burnt, but your skin, it's not like it's not like Snow White. How some people are like a albino, but I just have it just burns very easily. I can't get any sun. I'm done if I get sun. But yeah, so if you want to be on the podcast, if you have any questions, hit us up. Harold Sullivan 78 on YouTube, Harold Sullivan 78 on TikTok, and Harold Sullivan period 35 on Facebook. Or you can call the podcast, and you can leave questions, comments, or you might be able to talk to me. 724-513-1472. Uh, so have you ever checked any movies out or anything this week on TV, or
No,
what?
I didn't.
What have you been up to? Just same old, huh?
Yeah.
Nothing on there. Not really good. I've been putting on demand just to see what new movies have been coming out, and I did check out that Spiral the other day, the new Saw, the latest Saw movie. So maybe I'll talk about that in a minute. Oh, what time is it anyway? You have a clock? Because I can't ask Google. So,
It's
uh,
like 6:08 right now.
okay, so we probably started about 6:03, 6:04. Yeah, because there's no Google, so let me know when it's like 6:25 if you can, something like that, all right? If you notice it, but I'll ask you momentarily. But yeah, I checked that out. The one with Chris Rock and who else was it? Samuel L. Jackson was in it. The Spiral movie.
Yeah, I heard of that.
Yeah, it's the new. It's like it's a spinoff of Saw. So, well, let me talk about that first. Yeah, it's called Spiral, and actually, it's the first movie I've checked out in a while, a new one, but it's on demand for free now. And yeah, it's got Chris Rock and it's got Samuel L. Jackson, and I think they just put them in there just to give it some names because it would have been just a DVD movie if it hadn't had stars in it. So they put a couple of stars in there and put it at the movies because it's like Saw 7 or 8 now, right? How many was there? Six, and then that one.
7.
So that's number
Yeah.
7. Yeah, six wasn't. I mean, they were all pretty good. I thought they all had their individual story. From what I'm guessing or thinking is, Jigsaw was just dead for a long time, and just people were just copying him. You know what I mean? Over and over, like copycats. Like that guy. What was that policeman's name? He ended up being the killer. Amanda. A couple other people. The doctor was in on it the whole time. Spoilers, but the doctor from the very first one, yeah. Did you see all of them?
Yeah, I have all of them.
The
Yeah.
first six, yeah. So that doctor, wasn't that a neat twist? Did you know that the whole time that the doctor was helping them like repair people and stuff? I mean, it was right in front of our faces. You know what I mean? It's like, how did Jigsaw do all this stuff? Then you find out other people were helping him. But did you know that the doctor, the guy that cut off his leg in the first one, did you know he was helping him the whole time? Or you didn't know until they showed it in part 6?
I kind of knew it before they said anything.
You figured it out a little bit? Yeah,
Yeah.
see, I didn't know. It's like the sixth sense, you know what I mean? Most people don't know that boy, spoiler again, that the boy, that Bruce Willis is dead the whole time, right? In the sixth sense. And a lot of people don't know it. I didn't put it together till at the end, but when it hit me, I almost like I was getting teary eyed. I was like, oh my gosh, because the story was good, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the Sixth Sense was good.
And then you find out the dude was dead the whole time and don't realize it. Sometimes they don't know they're dead. He even says it, you know what I mean? The boy. It's another one of them things. They point it all out to you. But yeah, so this one, do you remember Danny Glover was in the first Saw, right? Or
Yeah,
Saw. What was his character's name? Marcus? It wasn't Marcus, was it? I can't remember what his name was.
I can't remember what his name was either.
Because in Samuel L. Jackson's name is supposed to be, and I don't know if it's supposed to be the same character, and he's just playing him instead of uh, um, what's his name? I just said his name from the first one. Uh, to do from Lethal Danny Glover, because he talks about being caught like 20 something years earlier. So I don't know if he's just playing the same character or if it's just another story that we didn't hear about that they're flashing back to. You know, it's not bad though. I mean, I don't know with the traps because I couldn't see. If y'all are tuning in, I went blind about 2 years ago. I've been in a wheelchair since I was about 9 or 10. I was born with an autoimmune disease, but you know, by the grace of God, I'm making it. I'm almost 45, so you know, I'm gonna keep going as long as I can. You know, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so yeah, it was okay. I don't know about the traps and the gore and that, but the story wasn't. You know, like I said, it would have been a DVD movie without the two stars in it. So, and then what other movie? I just watched another or listened to another movie on TV. Oh, Ghostbusters. Were you a Ghostbusters fan? The original?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. I mean, that movie, even without seeing it, it's so good. And there's just nonstop, you know, action and comedy. Like every scene is just iconic. The first one I'm talking about, you know, every line is in it. And I had it on earlier, replaying it again, and I'm like, wow, these guys, they just had to have been having a blast. After that, Hollywood ruined them, you know, the Ghostbusters. But that first one, that's one of my, yeah, well, that's something we can talk about. How about our top movies of all time, you know, our favorite. And I'm actually going to call this episode Magical Thinking because that's something else I want to talk about here in a second. Uh, but yeah, Ghostbusters. Ooh, excuse me. Got a little bit of soda there. But Ghostbusters, yeah, the original had so many, you know, well, all the good actors in it, but then the lines were just so good. The story was good, and you could just listen to it, and you know what's going on. The music, you know, like at the very beginning with the library, and right at the beginning, and the old lady sees the ghost, you know, and she's reading the book or whatever, and then the guys go in, and then they yell, "Get her!" You know, Ray's like, "Get her!" And then they all run out. You know, he's like, "That's it. That's your plan." You know, it's just. And then at the very end, you know, where he says, "If you ask someone, or if someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes."
say yes.
He's like, "I couldn't help it." You know, he's like, he was thinking of the Stay Puft Marshmallow. I mean, that was just, it's for kids and adults too, though. It's hilarious. A giant marshmallow man, you know what I mean? And the dog, he's a, you know, somebody brought their dog, or who brought their dog or something at the party. Remember that
Said
demon?
okay, who brought the dog?
Yeah, their demon dog was in the. I love that Rick Moranis. You know, that was originally supposed to be John Candy, I believe. Eddie Murphy was even supposed to be in the Ghostbusters, but they were on Saturday Night Live, and like there was different, you know, people they wanted. But I mean, it worked out just the way it was. Ernie Hudson, he doesn't get much credit either. Ernie Hudson, you know, he was in The Crow. He's in Ghostbusters. He's in what else was he in? He's been in a bunch of stuff that people just don't realize. But he was funny, you know. What were some of his lines, Ernie Hudson's? I tell him about the Twinkie. Tell him about the
Yeah, what
Twinkie.
about the Twinkie?
Yeah, and then there was another one. There was a few of them, but everything he said was freaking funny. You know what I mean? Oh, he's like, I've seen stuff that'll turn you white. You know, and that's hilarious. Because you know,
Yeah, he said I have seen shit that'll turn you white.
right? Because
Yeah,
if you see a ghost, you're supposed to, you know, I guess it takes the color out of your skin. I don't know. I never been around someone that saw a ghost and had their skin turn white. So yeah, uh, and I've seen stuff in the past, and I was with a couple people actually at that time, but none of us looked at each other. So that's something that somebody should try to prove there. How about we do that? And we'll issue that challenge out on the internet. For it's going to be called the Ghost Challenge, of people uh, scare people and see if they can turn white. If that really happens, that'd be cool. No matter who they are, though. I mean, I don't know if for different people, like their skin when they get is excited or scared, if they get flushed or different color, like red or just whatever, darker or just pale, whatever. I don't know what that actually means, but that's a challenge. You're scaring someone and actually see does their skin like actually you know change, or do they get goosebumps or whatever. Because you can get goose pimples and that, but that's more. Does that happen from being scared too? I guess that could happen from being scared, right? Get goosebumps. That's
I
more.
guess.
That's more of an excited thing though, like kind of. That's a body reaction to stuff too. But yeah, I never thought about that. The skin, like say they say if you see a ghost, you turn pale. So I wanna, or just something that's really dead, like something just really bad. You see it, you turn pale. I guess the blood goes out of your blood, your skin. But I wonder if that's true. It's like a MythBusters thing. We gotta put that out there on the internet for people. But yeah, Ghostbusters. I think it's one of the best, of all time movies. You know what I mean? And especially for comedies and sci-fi, whatever it was. And I got a couple new Sullyisms I told you about or something. One is well, we are forever. It's an older one. I haven't said for a while, but that just means we keep going. We don't die. And that's for people out there that they're scared of death. When you're not afraid to die, you can live. You can't be scared of what you don't know. And that's what it is. People are scared of the unknown. But when you die, there's something else. It's not just shut off lights. That's what people are scared of. Dark and nothing else. But I believe in my heart, and I just know. Certain things and you can't just tell people. You can't explain it. But I know that there's something else. When we transition, we don't just go, and that's it. We're not just done. You know, this is a temporary thing, like Avatar or the Matrix. This is the body we're in now, and it's not perfect, and it runs out, and it gets diseased. So, but we go forever. And then I got another one that's love my scars. We all have scars, inside and outside. But that's what you gotta love about someone. What they're not perfect. Why they're not perfect. You don't love. Perfection is an opinion, not an existence. That's actually another one of my Sullyisms. Nobody's perfect, but you love what makes them imperfect, because that's why we're all different. God made us that way. You know what I mean? I'm going through things right now that I might share in the future on the podcast, but it ain't happening to me. It's happening for me, right? And God don't do stuff to punish you. God's not. He's not cruel. God loves us, and we're his kids, and we're supposed to be right there with him. He wants us. We're not treated low. We're supposed to all be equal. So that's a little sermon there. But a couple new ones I got is sinners swim in solitude. Do you like the sound of that one? Sinners swim in solitude. And then another one is faith equals justice. So those are a couple of Sullyisms I want to share with people. Just things to just think about when you need something, or they pop in your mind. Or it's easy to remember. Faith equals justice. If you have faith, everything's gonna work all right. That's all you gotta do. Have faith. You know. So, what time is it? Do you know?
20 after 6.
Okay. And let's see, it's about 15. Okay, we got time. All right, yeah. What So whatever. So Ghostbusters. Well, what are some of your favorite, like perfect, like movies you think? It could be horror or any kind of movie. Just what that you think are just the best, and they can't touch it, and it shouldn't even probably be remade or anything. Do you have any just perfect movies? You know, any
Halloween.
Yeah, the original, right? 1978. That's on my
Yeah,
list. That's on my top five, actually. Yeah, but they already remade it and all that. But there's no reason to touch the original, right? So okay, we're actually one on one on that one. Which
Jaws.
the original Jaw? Yeah. See, I didn't even. I don't even know if I thought about that. That's a good one. See, because that'll be right up in my like. If I don't have a top five, that will be my like secondary idea, second or third choices. Yeah, because and they still haven't made it. They haven't even remade it yet. They can't touch it. They can't even. There's no way they could do anything with Jaws because the way it was accident. You know what I mean? The way it took so long to build that, they actually made that shark, and just the things they had to do because they couldn't show it all the time. You know, like the point of view underwater. Did you know that was the first time they ever did that kind of thing in the movie? You know how they had
Yeah,
the shark vision under the water? That's the first time Steven Spielberg actually figured that out and started using it. Was it Spielberg? It was Spielberg, right? On Jaws?
what?
He directed Jaws, right? Spielberg.
Spielberg. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, he was the first one with that camera to do that. But yeah, so there you go. I mean, you got two good ones right there. Jaws, and what's the other? You got any other perfect? Even if they've been remade, just something that they shouldn't have touched, you know? Any kind of movie. That's a good one there, though. Jaws. Because the soundtrack is awesome in that, too. I mean, everybody knows Jaws. So, you got any other couple? Or just those two you thought of?
I don't know.
Want me to tell you a couple of mine while you think of those? We could do that. Because you might get ideas. Yeah, I had Halloween on there. Some of them I forgot, but I got the original Wizard of Oz on mine. A couple of mine are actually kids, could be kids movies, but I mean the original The Wizard of Oz. You know how that was made in like 1939 or 40, and it's still today it's awesome. And the singing, you know, the soundtrack, the way it was shot, the acting, the writing, it was just very good. The original Wizard of Oz. I got that on there. I actually got Space Jam as one of my top movies too. The original one with Michael Jordan in it. That's another kids movie, but I just think the soundtrack, you know, they had good music, and then Jordan had to do all that like acting with nobody there, pretty much. So, and plus it had all those stars. You know, Bill Murray's in there. How many other Larry Bird? There's so many people in that movie, little cameos of people. But Michael Jordan was running around with the cartoons. You know, there's nobody there but people with green suits on probably. So he was pretty good acting. I thought Michael Jordan could have been in other movies or had more parts and stuff if he wanted to. I would always like to have seen him be a detective or something. Michael Jordan. When I was writing years ago, I had a story I was writing where he would have been like the top, like like an FBI agent, Michael Jordan. Imagine that, but he wouldn't be Michael Jordan. He'd have just played another guy. But I thought he could have been in movies, you know, a little bit more Michael Jordan. And then what else? The Blues Brothers. You remember that movie? That's a good
Yes,
movie
vaguely. Yeah,
with Dan Aykroyd and Belushi. Is it James Belushi? Right? He died.
yeah,
He died. Right? Yeah. That's Jesus, another sad. Like Chris Farley too. After him. Yeah. Very good movie though. The soundtrack was good and they sang the stuff. And then I got other ones. They Live is on my honorable mention. You
oh
know,
yeah, that's one good one that
because they
they
haven't.
shouldn't remake.
Yeah, they shouldn't, but they've talked about it here recently. Same with Escape from L.A., New York. Let's talk about uh, some what was I going to say? Magical thinking here before we go, because that's the name of the pod. And it sounds weird, but on my one of my last podcasts from Supernatural, DJ Qualls. I'm not sure how to say it, but it starts with a Q. The dude was in New Guy, The Road Trip. I don't know if you know him. He's an actor, but he was on Supernatural. But he said something about magical thinking, and it's an actual term, and I guess it's something that the doctors use or whatever. I don't know if it mean I don't know what it if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but everybody does it. So I want to share this with people. And I had a podcast I did before called Real Magic, which is just stuff people do every day that's could be considered magic, but it's not like movies, It's not or wizards, but we do stuff, you know, that's magic. So practice or what was it called? Magical thinking. So magical thinking is doing something, basically putting an intention out that something is going to happen because you do it. Okay, so even something like praying could be magical thinking because you're praying with the intention that something is going to happen, right? So you do this ritual, even superstitions, right? That could be magical thinking because it's something that you do over and over, and you think it's going to affect what happens. You know, so it's pretty neat. I didn't know that was an actual thing, but it's called magical thinking. Can you think of anything else like that? What do people do that they think that it's going to help, like something happen? You know what I mean? They pray. They have superstitions, like or they tap on things. What else? Maybe someone will wear the same lucky book bag, right? Or something like that. That could be magical thinking because you think that that book bag is lucky, right? But what is luck? I don't believe in luck. I believe in luck is a lack of faith, because nothing is an accident or a mistake or coincidence, and it's all in the plan. And we do have choices, but certain things I think are certain pinpoints we do, but we make little choices along the way. But we have that choice, the little choices. So it's very deep thinking now. I mean, we could do that for, but well, what time is it here? About 6:25. Or after?
On 6:30.
Okay, well, yeah, we're gonna get ready to sign off for the Sullivan Project podcast. I went pretty quick, but we'll do some more here. We'll get them done, and then we'll get them uploaded here. So, did you having a good time? A little groggy, a
Yeah.
little tired, huh? I feel that
Hope
way.
everybody out there's having a good time and joining us.
Yeah, we're both. I'm a little tired because well, well, I went out yesterday, but I'll talk about that last one. I actually went and visited my friend in Ambridge. But we'll be back, same bat time, same bat channel. Remember, love is a choice, and so is the hate. And everyone has a story, and you can't judge a book by its cover.